Good morning everyone, happy Wednesday and welcome to Hunky Dory TV for what is a live launch today. We have an absolutely awesome collection coming your way. Today is World Animal Day, if you didn't know. What better way to celebrate though with a collection dedicated to absolutely stunning horses. We are going to bring you the absolutely phenomenal running free topper collection, so make sure you stick around because this is a big collection, people. There's lots and lots of bits and pieces you can be grabbing your hands on today. But before we get into it, of course, we need to tell you about our Win It Weekly competition. Every single week we give away £100 worth of products, and this week we are giving you our Moonstone Die Floral Burst Ultimate Collection. There's 3 lucky winners, and these are stunning cards which cut into your card to create beautiful apertures with gorgeous detailing throughout. You've got the little book, you've got the watering can, and you've also got the lovely umbrella. They are phenomenal and create the most stunning makes. The question we are asking you is as follows. You need to like, share and comment. You can tell the age of a horse by examining I don't know why this is making me laugh. I know one. You can tell the age of a horse by examining what? A, teeth, B, the hooves, or C, the tail. Why and where on earth did you pick this question from, Emily?
It's in my bank for a while, actually.
Really? Yeah.
I actually know this one.
This is a crazy one. I haven't even let you know who's on the show today, but you know it's Wednesday. It's Nat and Cat Day. Cat knows the answer. Yay! Are you going to give us any clues?
Smile.
Okay, that's a good clue actually. That is a very good clue.
Sorry.
So, like, share and comment for your chance to win. But today is all about these glorious horses. So, have a look at this VT and we will get straight to it. How beautiful is this? I think the colorways are stunning. You've got that really nice like marbling effect that we had in our Animal Kingdom collection. It's just beautiful, and the gold edging is perfect. You can get this in a number of different ways, but of course we're going to show you our ultimate bundle because that is the best way to buy it, and there's so much included in here as well. You're going to get 4 different topper sets. You're going to get 2 each of those. The possibilities for card making in this is incredible as well. You're going to be able to make, I'm going to put it out there and say about 15, no 30, because you're getting doubles of that.
Yeah.
About 30 minimum cards you're going to be able to make in here, because then you're going to get your 8x8 paper pad, which is amazing, and that's got that's got 48 sheets in. I'm driving myself insane now. And then you've got the inserts as well. It's a beautiful, look at the colorways already in that set. It's absolutely stunning. Shall we have a look in closer detail though, because people, you are going to absolutely love this. So this is our running free luxury topper collection. We have the most incredible horses and backgrounds and surroundings. They look so majestic, they look so regal, and that gold foiling is absolutely beautiful. It just sets the whole collection off with that beautiful swirl detail running throughout this. You've got gorgeous cardstocks as well, and I think the way that they've been put together and composed is absolutely beautiful. You've got the 3 little black beauties running off there. When I see horses like this, it just reminds me of Peaky Blinders. I don't know why. Look at that one there as well. The beautiful dream catcher there with the two horses together. You've got the feathers, you've got that beautiful mottle effect in the background here. Your next topper set has a beautiful mix of colours within it, which I really like. You've got the beautiful trio at the bottom there, and then look how stunning this one is. It's just glorious. It was really fun to craft with as well. I think the team have done an excellent job with all the cards that they've made, because the designers have just made this so magical. It's gorgeous. I mean, look at all the different colours you have within the horses there. It's magnificent. Absolutely beautiful. Your third topper set has all of your rectangles in. This is 4 or 5 cards that you could be making from this one topper set by utilising your cardstock and your paper pad that you're going to get as well. Absolutely really beautiful artwork. It sort of reminds me as well of like paintings that you'll see with all of the backgrounds and the colours we've got going on in here.
And it's such a gorgeous collection for this time of year as well.
Yes.
It's really dark and moody. It's got those autumnal vibes without feeling
but it's still
over
so
autumny.
warm as well,
Yeah,
because you've got that
absolutely.
gold foiling. It's absolutely delightful. Then you've got the little family of horses there. I love how this horse looks like he's leaping through the topper on that one. Absolutely phenomenal. Look at the cardstock as well. You've got that speckled detail from the horses. Actually, the horse's actual sort of fur there. Really beautiful. It is glorious. And then this one is so magical with that sort of like glitter effect in that background. I absolutely love it.
Turn him into a unicorn as well.
I
couldn't
know,
you?
I know. Get some gilding flakes on there. It's beautiful. £19.99 just for your topper set if you want to get that on its own, and that's going to have your 8 toppers, 8 printed and 8 foiled cardstock. Then we have your inserts, so you're going to receive 36 of these, and you're going to get 12 designs, 3 of each, and they are gorgeously muted versions of the imagery we have included throughout here. You've got all of those patterns and textures. You've got that gorgeous marble and the mottled background, those gorgeous cloud scenes. It is stunning. So you're going to get all of those, and then wow, you're also going to receive your 8x8 paper pad. You know that we love 8x8 paper pads here because there's so much potential for the type of cards that we're going to be able to make on here. So on the reverses, we have glorious textures that you will have seen throughout the collection, and then we have the most beautiful artwork. I mean, this one already, fussy cut around this, and
Yes.
you have a stepper, a card instantly. I mean, you don't even necessarily have to fully fussy cut around it. You could be sort of just fussy cutting around the elements and then adding score lines in it to create your cards in that way. I love this one as well. Really beautiful detailing in here, and the paper on the reverse as well is lovely. We have your
effect, isn't it?
card here with that beautiful, gorgeous sort of old school wallpaper feel here with that one. You've got this one with your blues, and again another card perfect for creating a stepper, adding it on a border with some foam pads. The way that these have been composed on here, instant cards. You can just trim these out, pop them onto your sort of DL cards. You can make in 6x6 cards in here. It's magnificent, and the patterns that you have on the background as well is really going to help you using all of your extra bits and pieces in your collection to be able to make as many cards as possible. But both me and Kat have said that we think you can make a minimum of 30 cards with your toppers that you have received in this collection. Phenomenal details throughout this, and let me show you some of the cards as well that the team have made, because I think it really brings it to life. We've got this gorgeous easel card really showing off those designs, and I love how the horses are kind of like looking at each other in the way that one's been put together. We've got a gorgeous easel card here, exactly what we were just saying with this paper, and it looks fantastic, doesn't it? This one as well, really, really nice. This is a cat one. You can tell she's chopped into that cardstock to give it a really fun look. This is very cute, a lovely little gatefold card with that insert in the middle. We love a gatefold. But look how fun your shapes can be. Barbara's done this one using some other items that we have coming up on the show, and I love this one as well. And this one really shows how you can just use your cardstock, bits and pieces from your collection, and a few sentiments, and that is really how you can make the most out of collections like this. So your 8x8 paper pad, I know people are going to be wanting to add more of those in. It's £9.99 if you want to grab your hands on that one. But enough chit chat from me. We want to see how you can make stunning cards with this one. So Kat, it's over to you.
Yes, so we are going to do a bit like the one that you showed before with the easel at the front, concentrating on this gorgeous grouping of horses here. I'm going to break the rules with this one, and I'm not necessarily going with the matching cardstock. I'm going to take this one because it matches the leather embellishment that's on the thing, and I'm going to bring in my paper stock as well that matches this detail here. So we are going to do like a faux stepper 6x6 card. So let's get ourselves some mat and layers done before we do anything else. So we want a full 6x6.
I love this collection as well because it focuses on an animal that we don't necessarily have in collections. Maybe we'll have sort of one topper that has horses in, but for people who have horses, this is going to be incredible. You're going to know so many people that maybe have asked for cards like this in the past or have wanted cards like this in the past. You're going to have the best time crafting with this collection.
You really are. So even though I've pinched the piece of cardstock from another topper set, I've just taken out the plain bits, so you've still got all these bits, all the fun, interesting bits to use with that topper set. There's so many things you could do with them. So let's just get this mat and layered up really simply. Get the boring jobs done first. With my construction glue, and then get this on my card blank, and then I can work on from there. It is just such a gorgeous collection, isn't it? Everybody that walked past our desk when we were when we
were working on this
when we
one.
were working on it was like ooh, look at that.
It is magnificent, and I think there's just something magical, isn't it, about it? And the way that the artwork's been put together and all the gorgeous backgrounds we have in here just makes it that much more special.
So I'm going to create a faux stepper on the front now, and to make life easier for me to cut down on my mat and layering, I'm going to do it straight out of my gold mirror.
Good idea.
So we want this to be the width of the card, so we know we want that to be 6 inches. So we'll come all the way there. And then I want my steps to be, we're going to measure this at the bottom. You can see I've just started fussy cutting into that for later on. I'm just going to measure how deep this is. We'll go with the right side of my ruler, make life easier for me. Just under 1.5, and I can trim that down a bit. So I'm going to make my steps 1.5. So I'm going to make that 3.
I haven't even said, have I? Rachel asked, is this collection matte-tastic? It is. This is on our gorgeous matte-tastic, adorable, scorable stock, which means we can add our ink pads onto it, which is so nice because maybe you want to make this a little bit more moodier. Maybe you want to, you know, bring in your gilding flakes and create those really fun backgrounds on your paper pads. Then this is absolutely perfect. The whole of the collection is on our gorgeous matte-tastic stock, and it's another reason why we love this.
So I've cut this piece to 4 inches by 6 inches, and then I've scored 1.5, 3, and then that leaves me an inch panel that I can tuck up behind the back of my card. And this is how simple it is to get this full stepper look. Add a bit of tape on here just for stability. And then we can start doing the fun things, prettifying.
I love making stepper cards like this.
It just gives that extra little bit of detail, doesn't it? Just that something
I just think it's so easy to put together as well. And you can use a lot of cardstock that you have around that potentially isn't the right size for anything else.
Yeah, absolutely, yeah, definitely. So as you can see, I've just started fussy cutting it into this detail here. You could get right in if you wanted with your craft knife, but I kind of like that little edge. So I'm just moving my scissors.
I think adding
little wavy lines right in those, the mains.
Adding the edge to it really does help with not having to be so perfect with your fussy cutting.
It does.
Especially with the mains just flapping in the wind.
Yeah. So we're just coming around that body, and I'm going to do the whole thing, and then I know I can cut it perfectly down to size. And we're just going to take it just before the edge of the border there, and you can see how quick I work through that then. And then all you need to do is we're going to place this on here, so we can see we just need to take about 0.5 mil off the 1.5 off the bottom, just to get that matte layer effect. And this is why I like to do it afterwards. There we go. And then we can just eyeball this now. We just place it in the middle, and we can mark where we want to get those edges neat at the edge. There we go. You could sit there and work it all out with a ruler, but I find this a much simpler way to do it, and then we can just trim off those edges and we get that effect. So just put your pencil line just to the left of your track, and then you'll make sure you cut it away, and you're not going to, and this time upside down, just to the left.
So handy having all those score lines on your trimmer like that, because you can just so easily line it up to any of those.
You certainly can. And then we want to make sure we're just putting our glue on my pencil. We're just putting the glue on this section here, because the rest of those horses are going to be jumping up above the line. So we're just going to pop that there, move it over, let that dry. And then this bit at the top here is too good to waste, so I'm going to take this to do a border at the top as well.
Nice.
So let's just cut this down. I'm just going to take it just so it's under, so it's just mirroring. I should stop saying words like this when I can't get them out my mouth. Mirroring.
So that was quite good for me.
And we cut that to 3 notches under the 6 as well. And this just ties it all together. And this is, you say 30 cards, but when you're doing this and you're mixing and matching your papers and your toppers,
you'd be able to put so
many you could do.
So many more. I mean, just with that paper pad, even if you're, you know, creating layers with that, if you're using it just to make cards and sort of cutting down some of those beautiful images that have already been sort of composed for you, the possibilities there. I mean, you've got 48 sheets with that one. It's magical. I mean, it really is just something beautiful about how this has been put together.
Absolutely stunning. I mean, there's 4 sentiments on this one alone here, so even if you make your 3 cards, you've then got another sentiment left just for using with the paper pad. So just take a couple of these off.
But we've got some items coming up in the show, so if you run out of all your sentiments on your kit, don't you worry, we've thought about that.
So just go in with our foam pads. I'm going to raise these up because we've got quite a lot of dimension to the card, so we can afford to, at the front, we can afford to also put some dimension on the back. So just run my foam pads round the frame. And this is it. You're making this really 3D stunning card here, and we're literally using a paper pad and one topper and a sentiment. It's incredible what you're going to be able to get out of this. So we'll just place this at the back. We're going to overlap that little frame a little bit, and I love how this just sits perfectly across the back there. Some more foam pads. Just on this one. I'm going to go in here. And then we're just going to pick a sentiment. Let's just go with happy birthday. And we'll echo that down the bottom.
They're perfect. I love how you've gone with that oval shape again.
And then you could be adding your gems or some other bits that are coming up later in the show.
Oh yes.
It's so simple, but I think it's so effective.
It's so gorgeous. I love that, just mixing that topper as well in that stepper. Absolutely beautiful. Thank you, Kat.
You're welcome.
Are you ready for some good stuff? I'm so excited to show this next bit. This is our incredible running free printed parchment. You are going to get 4 of these incredible designs, and you're going to get 4 of each, which makes it a 16 sheet pack. But look how beautiful this is. You've got the absolutely stunning images in here. We've sort of popped those into little sections so they're easy to cut out for you, which means making apertures just an absolute dream. So you have that one with all your phenomenal horse details in, and then we have done another one. Let me pop that way around, which has all of your A6 and A7 images on there. Beautiful that you have that sort of translucent look here though. It just adds so much to your cards. And then the other 2 designs we have for you, you have this beautiful desert-like theme. Absolutely phenomenal, the detailing that we have on this one. And then the next one we have for you is the horseshoes, which again has that gorgeous patterned cloudy background on there, which we absolutely love. So if you want to get that, you absolutely can do. £9.99, and I think an essential to be adding into your stash as well, because it's just going to elevate the look of your cards. Then we have our Matastic. Of course, this collection's Matastic, so we've thrown together your Matastic for you. We have a gorgeous selection of colours in here. You have your indigo sky, then you have your salmon, we have that beautiful licorice black. You're also going to get our magnolia. All of these colours, you can see how well they're going to work perfectly together. You've got your intense espresso, your warm oak in here as well. Then you also are going to get your smooth slate, which is that gorgeous grey. And then we have a new colour to go with this collection, which is our wild heather, which is this beautiful mauve purple. We absolutely love it. You're not just going to get one of each sheet though, you're going to get a huge 24 sheets in here, 8 colourways, and you will receive 3 of each of those for just £9.99. Then we have a phenomenal selection of ribbon, if I do say so myself. This is a 12 colour pack. You've got all sorts of things in here, from your sort of slate grey. Have we got too many on here? 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. No, we haven't. You've got your gorgeous slate grey. You have the beautiful, I think this is your taupe colour, you've got your honey gold, we've got that beautiful mulberry. There's just a delightful selection of colours, and you can really use these with anything from the kit and they are going to match it perfectly. So that is your full selection of ribbon. You're going to get 24 meters in here, so 2 meters of each colour that we have included in this collection is coming your way for just £9.99. We've got some MDF shapes as well in this collection. You are going to get a really nice mix in here. You've got 2 designs. You've got the larger design which has the whole details on, and then you have the smaller designs as well. Not just for using with this collection though. Think about all of your wedding cards that you're going to be able to use these on. 50 MDF shapes, 25 in each of the 2 different sizes approximately, and £9.99 for that one. A huge amount of shapes, and you're going to get so much use out of these. There's just, horseshoes are just good for good look cards, wedding cards. There's so many things we're going to be able to use these with, and they're going to look awesome when you heat emboss these in gold, in silver. They're going to look absolutely stunning. So if you want to get those, get your hands on those. Then we have, let's go through some card models actually, first of all, that use some of those items. So I've picked out the ones that have the parchment and the gorgeous horseshoe on. We've used that parchment behind this panel here to really elevate that one. This is a beautiful one as well, which this is very clever how you did this one actually. Kat stamped the one of the stamps which we have coming up, and then placed her parchment over the top to give it that sort of beautiful look, but using it with some of the paper pad and some of that ribbon gives you a really fun look. And then look how amazing this is. Bex made this. She's used that whole piece of aperture to be the front of her box so that light shines through, and then decorated the outside. You've got your good luck sentiment and you've got your horseshoe on there as well. Absolutely fantastic. So let's have a look at the other bits and pieces. We have the moonstone die. This is your galloping horse moonstone die, and this is phenomenal. It's £11.99. You've got 1 die included in here. Look at all of that metal. There's just so many incredible things you can do with this. It looks incredible. Paper piece. This one is a beautiful example of that. Again, using the stamp sets that we've got coming up, we can use it with our stamps and just keep it really, really simple, but looks incredible with that mix of the stamp. And then Kat got a little bit tricksy as well again, and she actually cut it out backwards, and you could not tell. You could not tell. It does it really, really well. It looks so, so good. So you've got those 2 horses on there as well. If you want to get that one, £11.99 for that stamp, that die. And remember, this is a tool, so once this collection is gone, you're going to have this stamp for ages. So if you're one of those people that gets asked for stamp cards with horses on all the time, then this is great because it's going to last as long as you look after your die. So it's a perfect little thing to get for your stash. And then also, I think another fantastic one is our stamps. You've got Live Like Someone Left the Gate Open, Freedom with that gorgeous horse behind there, Courage is being scared of saddling, Courage is being scared and saddling up anyway, Life is better with a horse, Born to Ride, Live, Love, Ride, Good Luck, with the horseshoe on there. You've got a little horseshoe element to be able to create your backgrounds with as well, and Take Life by the Reins is the selection of stamps we have in there. Again, another one which you can be bringing out time and time again to make cards for those people specifically for horses. Just £8 if you want to get your hands on those ones, and they are an absolutely beautiful set of stamps and dies, and they work incredible with the collection. Kat, what are we going to do next?
We are going to use lots of those bits and pieces.
Nice.
And what I wanted to do with this one, now some of you might think I've gone a bit too far, but every now and again we have to go a little bit crazy.
We do.
And I really wanted to show off the ribbon. So instead of just using it as a bow detail, I'm going to try and make it a real feature on the card.
Okay.
So I'm going to start with a 7x7 card, and I'm also going to bring in some of this beautiful horseshoe parchment here for my base, and we're going to cut this down. I want to keep a nice chunky white border on this card because there is a lot going on and the white just breaks it up a bit. So we're going to do a 6.5 inch mat and layer. So I'm going to come 3 notches under for my layer bit here. And then I've already cut my mat. I'll just pop this on, and I love popping parchment over
it'll just
the card. It's
it
absolutely
makes it look incredible.
gorgeous. So I'm going to use some tape to get this down. Now I know I'm going to be covering this central element in a bit, so I'm just going to put a little bit of tape in this middle section so I know that my parchment's going to adhere, but it's all going to be hidden later on. And to be fair, this parchment is so detailed as well. If there was a little bit coming through, you're not going to see it. So let's pop this on. I don't think there's a wrong or a right way to do this.
I love the colours you have in this though. You've got those blues, those like oranges, the brown. It is it's like a galaxy.
It is
almost
gorgeous, isn't it? I'm going to pop this straight onto my card. And that can be drying down while we work on this next funky element of the card. So, get that dried down. I mean, even that with a sentiment.
I know.
You know, it's beautiful. So, I have taken some of our A4 foam pad sheets.
Cool.
If you've not got any of them, you could just get a piece of card and either use like our sticky mix sheets, or if you've not got that, just put lots of lines of your double-sided tape across and you'll get exactly the same effect.
Would you be able to use your strip foam pads?
I think, yeah, if you put them all
next to each other.
Yeah. So I want this finished side to be just roughly about 5 inches by 5 inches. Cut it a little bit bigger and then take your ribbon to the closest point of 5 and then you can
trim it.
You can trim it down. So I'm just going to come this way and we're going to make this a square. Now this might not go all the way through, but it'll get all through the big bit and then you just need to run your scissors along just that bottom sheet at the bottom. And then the same in the other direction.
How far are you going over the 5? Like 2 notches?
I'm taking this one just pretty much to the 5.
Oh, okay.
And then I can work from that later. Then you're going to take the backing off. Now just be careful because you do start sticking yourself to everything here. But just be prepared. And then it's as simple as I'm just going to take strips of my ribbon. I'm going to start at the top and work my way down, and then I know where I'm coming towards the end, you see.
Okay.
So just get that as close to the top as possible, and we want a little bit of excess on either side, just so we can wrap that round afterwards, and I will show you how to do this. I'm going to keep sticking myself to this. And we're just going to take lots of those colours, make sure you put them up as far as you can to each other, but you can pull them back up once you've done. And we're just going to run these along.
This is a cool idea, Kat.
And just make a background out of the ribbon. Natalie does such an amazing job at picking these glorious colours for the collection. I really, really wanted to show them off.
I do think this has probably been one of my best colour selections so far.
It is absolutely gorgeous.
It's so easy when you have a collection that looks this beautiful.
So you just do that, use as many of the colours that you want, and then just repeat them in your pattern all the way. I'm going to trim these off a little bit more. Just
You could make really cool like borders with these as well. Do you know, doing this technique of making it like a smaller section?
Yes,
that would look really cool.
It's one of those things, once you do it, you start coming up with all these fab ideas, and you're like, why have I not done that
Michelle's got
before?
a fab idea. She said, if you leave some space, you're going to stick that whole thing down.
You what, sorry?
You're going to stick that whole piece of foam pad down.
Wait. Oh, yeah, because I've not fingered it. I know what you mean now.
Michelle said, Michelle, I just had to tell you before you
Yeah, put too
start
much pressure
putting too
on.
much pressure on, and then
See,
you
I
can't
thought I
lift
was
the whole
being
thing
really
down.
clever because I was going to tell you when you're peeling this bit back, just peel enough to fold your edges over, and then you can keep it on till you need it.
Well, that is a very good idea.
But yeah, then I made an idiot of myself.
Michelle said if you left a little bit of a gap in between your ribbon and your foam pad, you could go in with your gilding flakes.
So many fun ideas.
That would look really cool.
So you just put them over the edge, and then you're going to get this really lovely, nice, clean edge. And we're just going to mat and layer it like everything else. Now, so you've done the whole thing. Imagine that. What I'm going to do, this is where I've gone a bit mad, is I'm going to take that little horseshoe stamp.
Yeah, she's gone crazy.
And my Versafine. Could do with the smaller ink block, but never mind. And we're just going to add some detail by adding these horseshoes on the top.
Next level, Kat.
Just randomly all over. Come over your edges like you would in the pattern, but then it really picks up on the background as well. And then once that's all done, mat and layer it onto the card, which is easy peasy because you've got your foam pad
pad's
at
ready
the
to
back.
go.
And you will end up with something that looks, ooh, she says, like this.
That's really cool.
So we are
Again,
gonna
it's just bringing
pop
another
that.
texture in as well, isn't it?
It is. So let's go in construction glue. But we're not done there. I've got
She's
other
a
bits to
genius,
add
people.
this.
She's a genius.
So we're going to pop that on the middle there. And then I've gone and cut another 3.5 inch section of the
Nice.
parchment. And a little bit of tape with this one because I've not got too much to cover it up. But I am putting stuff on top. So hopefully it will be disguised. And then if we've not got enough going on, I'm going to pull out my embossing powders. So I'm not going to pop that down just yet. I'm going to take our horseshoes.
Oh, I love these horseshoes.
We have got one big one and 2 of the smaller ones. And then I want just some scrap paper. We are going to go over with our Versa mark. Give them a really good cover.
You can also use your Versamark pens as well if you've got those to go over
Yes.
these elements. This is an easy way to do it, but if you're wanting to go around the outside edge and things like that of your horseshoes, then you'll be able to get in with the fluffy nib tip. Oh, she's going in for gold.
It's got to be, hasn't it? We've got those gold details going on there. Really bring this out.
These will make absolutely awesome, like jewellery pieces as well.
Wouldn't they?
I know we say it all the time, but you can make anything out of anything. You can. Like a little necklace and some earrings with that bigger one and the small one.
Yes.
It would be so cute.
I'll have to show you my little cow keyring my mum's made me when we get out, Natalie. Don't let me forget. Right, so I'll take that off in there. And then I did pull out another, I've got some scrap here just to dry these on. So I'm just going to take my, this thing, craft knife, there we go. Just to hold them in place. Give this a couple of seconds to warm up. And you can see how quick they start turning. I'd just be doing a whole bag of them like this.
I know. This is so cool. Imagine them if we were doing a wedding card with those 3D rose gemstones we've got.
Oh.
Maybe a little horseshoe and then a little floral piece on the edge of your horseshoe. It looks phenomenal. Some ribbon.
So let's pop this down. I was going to emboss a sentiment on here as well, but for the sake of time, we've done a bit of embossing now. So we pop that on there. It will stick absolutely perfect to your fabric as well. And then we're just going to add these for a bit of detail.
Are you going in with your construction glue?
I am, yeah. So we'll pop that one in the centre.
I love this.
It's just so nice to be able to use all the different elements.
It's so
and
clever.
Make a card. And then that one up there. And then hopefully, turn that round. Really different, but I think really fun at the same time.
I absolutely
really
love it.
Showing off that ribbon selection.
What a fantastic idea as well, with the ribbon and then stamping onto it. I would never have even thought about doing that. Thank you, Kat.
You're welcome.
So if you love this collection as much as we do, you can get it in so many different ways. Have a look on the website, shop online at hunkydoocrafts.co.uk. The best way to buy it, and the way that you're going to be able to get the most of this for an absolute bargain, is our Ultimate Collection. You're going to get all 4 topper sets, and remember, you get doubles of those, so that is 8 toppers, 8 printed and 8 foiled cardstock. You're also going to get your 48 sheet 8x8 little book, and then you've got 36 sheets of your inserts. In total, that's 108 sheets included in this. You've got that full inspiration sheet with handy cards on there to inspire you when you get this home to get crafting with as well. It's phenomenal, just £29.98. If you're a diamond member though, that's going to come down to just £26.97 for all of this fantastic collection. And we've got some incredible cards to show you again with this, but before we do, let's have a look at our Win It Weekly for one last time. We have our Floral Burst Ultimate Collection dies. They are 3 stunning aperture card dies, 3 lucky winners, and you have the chance to win these by answering the following question. You need to like, share and comment. You can tell the age of a horse by examining what? A, the teeth, B, the hooves, or C, the tail. Like, share and comment, and 3 lucky winners will be announced on Friday's show. Okay, let's have a look at some of these little cards while Kat gets ready for her next demonstration. There's a wonderful selection here that mixes the paper craft pad, the kit. You've got some beautiful examples of how you can use your parchment as well by just adding little elements into it. I love this card. I think it's really, really clever that Rachel created, and such a fantastic use of those smaller toppers there as well. The colours are just absolutely stunning. They work so well together. This again is really clever, using that sort of idea from the topper collections. Kat made this one, and she's fussy cut out the horse and then laid it into that leftover frame that she had to look like that horse is just flying out on there. We've got some brilliant examples of utilising your frames in different ways as well. This is one that Beck's made, so just sort of layering that slightly out using those gemstones creates a really fun and different look. We've got this one as well, where the frame has been used sort of down the side of the card, again just framing those sentiments. Really, really nice. And then your paper pad is just beautiful, and this is a really another great example of how you can make different cards with it. And I love the border strip down the centre there. And then bring in your acetate as well. Bring in your acetate, do your fussy cutting, keep your sort of layers off there, and then have those details hiding behind in the inside of your card as well. There's loads that we can be doing with this one, but are you ready for one last demo with Kat before we finish for the day?
Should we show off that die?
Let's do it.
Let's do the die. So again, I'm just doing a 6x6 card because I don't think you need to go over fancy with these, because there's so much beautiful detail in them. And again, I'm going to be a little bit like the one that you showed before, where I'm using this square frame, but this time I'm going to be integrating it with the die.
Okay.
So I've just popped that out the top a set. Then let's go straight in and cut the die. I think that's the best thing to do. So let me just chop myself a little bit of gummery down.
It looks so good in so many different colours as well, doesn't it?
It does. There's so many different things you can do with it.
Craft card, black card, mirror card, using it to create your backgrounds with. You could cut this out a number of times, cut it out with your foam actually that you just used.
Yes.
So you could create like a thicker element to it. You could then heat emboss it so the whole thing is filled with gold colour. It would look awesome.
Just sandwich this up. I think I've got it in some kind of order. We'll soon find out. Oh, sure, there's a bit of bend in those plates. It's just getting it. There we go.
It's that metal plate.
It is.
Just make sure that your cardstock's not moved, Kat.
I think we've got enough room in there. I'm likely to be proven wrong. Kind of want my metal plate in though because it's quite a delicate die.
It is a delicate die. It's definitely need that just extra. Oh,
it's cut beautifully. So just pull this away from here. And even the zappature here, there's so many things you could do with that. You can use it as a stencil or pop it back through.
Cut it out of your mylar.
Yes.
You've got a horse background stencil.
Definitely. So we'll just poke this out. And we'll just take out those excess bits. Find out where we poke. My pokey tool has gone walkabout, so that's why I'm using my craft knife if anybody's wondering.
I have two.
I'm lying, it's there in my box.
So I might have it.
I've just looked up and seen it. It's because the ones I had at home are no longer at home, so I've got it in my head that I've not got them. There it is in my box. I'm a big liar. I'll just ease this out of here. Gently work your way around. But you can see, even though it's fine, how beautifully it's cut. You just need
Use those release
bit of
holes. Be
patience.
very, very careful. You don't want to be ripping any of those pieces. Oh my goodness, it looks incredible.
If there's any little bits, again, it's such a standalone piece. Just pop this on a bit of black card and you've got such a gorgeous card. There we go. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take some of the backing papers that we've got in that beautiful paper pad, and I really love this one because I think it's got some gorgeous horsey textures on there, and we're going to pop this on. Now we have got some like little whole details in the tail, and I'm not over bothered. This is not going to be the easiest thing to fussy cut round. I'm not going to pretend. So where you can make it easier for yourself, you
Absolutely
can.
do that.
So by starting off, the first thing I would suggest is by ignoring the tail part. So if you can pop that over, and then you've got these natural holes in the tail anyway.
Yeah.
So you're not having to go around that. And then when it comes to cutting around the mane as well, don't
inside.
Yeah, don't glue all the way up to the top, and then you can just do a wavy line down the back here, and then you can re-glue it afterwards. So let's do a little bit of that. I am going to use my glue stick.
Best thing to use with a die like this.
It is. You can use your wet glue as well, but make sure you go on with something really fast, like a minimum amount. Use maybe like the sponge technique or something like that. Because you want to cover it quick.
I've just had such a good idea. I'm not going to tell you though.
She's saving it.
I'm saving it.
So we just pop that down on there. Just make sure its back is covered. We do that. And then, like I said for this bit here, if you then lift it, and you know where it's going to go now, so you can just come around those bits there. pop it back down, and you're going to make that cutting so much easier for yourself. And then the easier bits, just follow with your craft knife or your scissors and they'll cut away. I think I've gummed this up now. And then the other thing I like to do, come on craft knife, to make it, just give it that really cool effect, is go into these little places here where the light would naturally come through, so like the gaps in the legs, just take these pieces out and it just makes it look so much more realistic. And when you're done, you're going to end up with something that looks like this. So you can see the difference that it makes there. And that's the easiest way to do it. You can paper piece it, but it means cutting it out so many times and putting the different bits in. So if you do this technique, like on the card Natalie showed you before, you can then just paper piece certain areas. So if you just wanted to do like the blaze on the nose or the hooves, then it's much easier to do those bits because the bulk of it is then covered for you.
I love how that paper like has like an almost, it looks like you've got the texture and the colour of the horse in it.
It does, doesn't it?
It's very, very clever.
So I am going into my paper pad again. I'm going to take this one that looks like the backgrounds for the sky now.
Oh, nice.
And we're just going to cut this down to the size
all
of
these
our
textures
frame.
are so beautiful.
They work so well. There's so many things
I know.
you can do with them. So I'm just going to cut this down. Feel like I've not marked where I need it to be. There we go. You can cut it a little bit smaller than your frame. Which was the other bit
That one.
marked?
No.
I've got a line. I've got a line on each one. I don't think it matters.
No, it won't, will it? It'll be the same.
We'll see. As long as it goes behind my frame. Is it this piece here? There we go. And then I'm also going to take, I've got a little bit of this one, and I'm going to use this as like a sandy desert kind of floor.
Oh, nice.
So again, let's cut this down to the same size as this. We'll just mark on here.
I love that paper.
There's so many things you can do with them if you just open your imagination a little bit, and there's so many different things you can do. And again, we're just going to go with a craft knife and do a wibbly wobbly line just to create that kind of effect.
I wonder if you have some embossing powder on your craft knife.
I could have something, couldn't I? Yeah, maybe. The tips come off. I think that's what it is, looking at it in closer detail. So then it's just a case of layering these up. So the first thing we want to put on is our horse. So again, just going to use a little bit of my glue stick because I know that'll just hold it secure enough while I get the other layers on, and when the other layers on, it'll hold it.
It's stuck then.
It's hold it in place. So just pop that over there. I want it so the tail is kind of coming over the frame. So there we go, like that. And then we can build up the layers on the background.
You can also add in your sneaky little bit of tape there if you want to secure that a bit more.
You certainly could, absolutely. So then put this one over the top. And then again, this time, just go with my construction glue. And we can put a little bit of glue on the back of the horse now, and that will also hold everything in place. And then just round the edges.
Kat, I don't know what you'd do if we ever ran out of construction glue.
I don't know. It wouldn't be fun times.
No. It has happened before, you are right. It has
And
happened
then when
before.
we build that up, we've got this, we've created this within
I love
there.
that.
And then we're just going to keep this really, really simple. I'm just going to do a background on here. My card blank is 6x6. So I'm just going to come 3 notches under.
I love all the patterns that you have in that paper pad. I love crafting with paper pads for that reason, that you just get so much more included in them in a way that you've got your images you can cut down, use them as toppers, you can create frames from your nesting dies, but the patterns and colours that you get included is just incredible.
And how they mix and match and work so
I
well
know.
together, and really, really extend your craftability with your kit. Like I said, Natalie said 30 with your topper set, but adding that
Adding the paper
pad
pad in,
and you're pushing.
it's incredible, isn't it?
And then just buying an extra little element, whether it's your stamps or your dies and stuff, you're just going to take it so much farther. Like I said, I'm keeping this one really simple because I really want that die to
Do all the
shine.
talking. It definitely will do.
Come on, Mum. Speaking of running out of construction glue, I think
You
a
do
new
need a
bottle
new one.
is due. And pop that on there. I think we'll add some foam pads to the back of here just to give it a bit of depth. And coming round this way.
Carol says that looks beautiful, Kat. It's such an incredible way of using that dye and all the different patterns and textures you get in this kit. It looks so good.
And then I'm just going to pinch the sentiment again from the topper. Pop this on. And just have this coming over the side there. All the colours work perfectly.
How awesome is that?
And there we go.
It looks so good when you look at it close up. And you can see all of the texture from underneath in that paper pad. It's incredible. Thank you, Kat.
You're welcome.
I loved watching you put that together, and I think it was really nice to see that technique of sort of like that fake what do we call it, paper piecing, because
Yes.
it can be really difficult sometimes, especially when your die is very, very
Yeah.
detailed. That just allows you to be able to create that gorgeous look without having to do much. But guys, get your hands on this kit. There's so many comments saying that there's people that they know would love this. They're going to be able to make and sell so many cards with this, and that's the thing, isn't it? If you have this on your stall, it's that little bit different from other collections that we've brought, and it's going to sell really well to those people who absolutely love horses. It's a gorgeous, gorgeous collection for this time of year. That's all we have time for today, though. Make sure you're getting your answers in for the Win It Weekly question. We're going to announce those winners on Friday. As far as TV goes, I'm at Hobbymaker tomorrow at 2, 4 and 6. I have the most phenomenal layering stencils. You're not going to want to miss that one. And we're going to do some shows on our Prism ink pads, and we're also going to be bringing our envelope making back with the return of our incredible envelope punch that we now have back in stock. Next up on Hunky Dory TV, though, you have waited so patiently. So join Rebecca and Anne-Marie tomorrow for a back in stock show. It's all those Premier Craft tools. It is the return of the trimmer blades.
Yay!
You've waited so long for it. Make sure your alarms are set. 10 o'clock, you do not want to miss it, because we've told him he hasn't ordered enough stock. He doesn't believe us, so we need to sell them out. Make sure you are buying them in your 20s and 30s, because you know how long you've waited for these trimmer blades for now. Make sure you don't miss that one. We'll see you all again very soon. Thank you all for watching.